Could you elaborate a little bit on the new TBS questions and how these kinds of questions will appear on the new version of the exam?
The TBS questions will be those questions that are predominantly used for those higher order skills. Multiple choice will still be used for the remember and understanding, will be used for a lot of the application, not all of it, the more simple applications, but once you get to analysis and evaluation, then the TBS questions are going to come into play. Because analysis and evaluation requires you to have some kind of set of circumstances or some materials to be able to make a decision on. So using the lease example again. The lease question for an analysis might be, here's the leases that this company has, and here's the footnote that is a result of those leases. Is the footnote correct? That's where maybe the document review simulations might come into play, where you have to take a look at what they've done, take a look at a footnote that results from that, make sure that they've accounted for it correctly so you can adjust the footnote if it needs to be adjusted. And the TBS is the thing that's going to get you there. So the TBS is particularly the document review section. The question might be, here's this document. It's not going to say it's a lease document. It's going to say, here's this document. How would you account for it? I mean, obviously the question is more complicated than that, but here's this document. How would you account for it? You don't know for sure before you start reading it if it's a lease or it's a purchase or it's an operating lease or it's a capital lease or you're buying something with a bank loan. You have to read the document to figure that out. So unlike the classroom where in intermediate accounting, chapter 12 was leases, and so you knew that everything you studied in chapter 12 had to do with leases, on the exam and in real life, that's not the way it works. So here's this document, what do you do with it? That's the kind of thing that requires you to do some analysis and some evaluation, and the TBSs are going to be used for that.